Hey there, y'all. I'm kind of aggravated right now because over the last couple of days I have filmed this video twice already. So hopefully this is gonna work out this time. In my excitement about doing cloth pad shop reviews, I have literally spent months narrowing down the criteria for how I'm gonna categorize things and what information I wanna share with you about the shops and the products and the makers and my experience with the pads. So I do very, very, very much appreciate it if you would let me know what you think of this review format down in the comments so that I can make sure the reviews I'm giving are helpful to you as shoppers and also you as makers. The first shop I'm going to review is one of the first shops I purchased from on Etsy. As you know, I had a kind of... what am I trying to say? I had several months when I first switched to reusables of using menstrual cups with disposable pad backup and then making some of my own pads and purchasing China cheapies off of Amazon before I fell in love with this community and this wonderful little world that we live in online and started purchasing from Etsy. And so this shop is one of the first shops I purchased from and one of the first makers who actually asked me to review her products. So it has been several months, but I really do always want to give all these products a really thorough run before I do a review of them. So my format will always be to do unboxing and then first impressions and then review. So here we go. Oh my gosh. My throat is already dry, y'all, and this is not even started yet. So here we go. My very first cloth pad shop review is for Blossom Green Lilies. Blossom Green Lilies is an Etsy-based shop owned by the lovely Maya. She does both RTS and custom sales on Etsy, and she keeps her shop pretty well stocked. In fact, let's take a look at it. All right, here is Blossom Green Lilies on Etsy. Obviously, I am going to link her shop in the comments. And you can see that in addition to cloth pads, she does usually have a few baby accessories, but primarily she does sell pads in her signature shape. Most of the pads she has listed here are cotton topped. And her site is very conveniently divided into different subsections, sales, fabric to choose from for custom pads, pad options, and also ready to ship pads. In her pad listings, you have a lot of options to choose from. As you can see, you can choose anywhere from a 6-inch liner to an 11-inch heavy pad. So her pads are on the shorter side in general, and her price points are very reasonable. And then you can choose a core fabric, which is really nice that if you have, say, an allergy or anything, you can choose what core you would like her to use. And then, of course, all of those things are added in. And then in her description for every pad, she has a very detailed list of what each absorbency means so that you are very clear what you are getting in advance. So I highly recommend you stop by Maya's shop and check her out. She's really great. All right, let's get back to the pads at hand. Maya's shop is known for a few signature details that she puts in her pads. The first signature Maya has is her shape, which is a slightly asymmetrical shape with these leaf-shaped tab wings, frequently multiple snap settings, a signature channel stitch in her core stitching, and a signature blossom green anti-pill fleece on the back of all of her pads. For pricing, I am giving Maya a 2 out of 4 dollar signs because I think her prices are very reasonable. As you saw, the materials she uses are not custom knits and peaks and specialty fabrics and OBV, which will, of course, automatically raise the price point up of pads. And I think she keeps the number of shapes and lengths and styles minimal so that it's, I think, probably much more efficient for her to use. And I think all of that combined allows her to have a little bit lower price point. I believe I actually only placed one order with Maya, and then she contacted me about sending me some extras to review, which I was incredibly flattered. So originally had 12 items from her shop. I, at this moment, have 8. And that is because some of the pads that I bought from her, I bought actually as gifts, and then one of them didn't work for me, so I gifted it to a friend who really liked it. I ordered in April of 2016. Wonderful. She was amazing. She does only function on Etsy and doesn't have a Facebook group, but she's so responsive through her Etsy. I messaged back and forth with her several times about things, and she's just really, really nice to work with and very responsive. I had no problems with shipping or wait time. They were very fast. I had a mix on my order of ready to ship and custom, and still I think I got everything within 2 weeks of ordering it. Okay, now I'm gonna go through the individual pads that I have and tell you a little bit about my experiences with them. The first thing I ordered from Maya at Blossom Green Lilies was a lot of 6 wingless liners. And I got these specifically because I wanted to give them to other people. I really didn't think I was even gonna try them for myself at first because I wear pretty much only dresses ever. And I was incredibly paranoid about one of these little things falling out from under my dress in front of my class while I was teaching. They're the only ones I need because I only wear them with those particular shorts, which only happens like maybe once a month. So they've worked out great for me in that context. I have this one, which is an 8-inch cotton top, again with her signature green fleece on the back. Another cotton top, this one is a 6-inch. And this one is a minky top, 6-inch. Then I have 2 8-inch pads from Maya. Some of these are lights and some of them are liners. I think this one is a liner. It is a cotton top with a white with metallic gold. Probably can't see the shimmer in them in this early morning light. And of course her signature fleece on the back. This pad has multiple gussets because of these snaps. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, that is a lot of snaps. It is going to make it kind of heavy. And it does make it kind of heavy, but it doesn't bother me because she put the female snaps on the underside wing. So it stays still really snug all wrapped up there together. I love this liner. I've worn it a bunch of times. The gusset widths on this that these snaps allow are 3, 2.75, and 2.5 inches respectively. The 2.75 width. So they're pretty straight, rounded edges. A little bit wider gusset than most liners. And also I have this one, also 8-inch, which is a light. It has a layer of flannel in it as a core. And this one only has one setting, one snap setting. And it is at 2.75. I wear this as a liner. I love both of these. I've worn them quite a few times. I've worn this as a pad and as a liner, and it will not possibly stain. This one, however, because it's so white, has gotten kind of dingy, and I don't know, I've stain treated it several times, and it just won't get undingy, but I think that's just the fabric. It has nothing to do with the way she made the pad, but I still love it and wear it frequently. And they're cute prints. This one, oh, I didn't say this one is flannel, not cotton, and it's very soft. They're cute, but I wouldn't seek these patterns out particularly, but I like them, and I will continue wearing them. I also have two 9-inch pads from Blossom Green Lilies. This one is a light. Again, it has a flannel core, a cotton top, and fleece back. And it also has the multiple snap settings that allow it to be worn at 3, 2.75, or 2.5 inches. I wear this as a liner. I have worn it as a pad, but I primarily wear it as a liner, and I've worn it several times. My other 9-inch is a flannel topped and fleece backed heavy pad. And this is thin, I feel, for a heavy. And it's very floppy, but also kind of cushy. It's a really interesting, and I don't know if it was an intentional combination of feelings, but I like it. I have only worn this one time, and that is not because there's anything wrong with this pad. It is, for me, 9 inches for this heavy absorbency is just too short for me most of the time. So I have only worn this one time. But I really enjoyed it. It is very comfortable. Again, it has the 3 snap settings that allow it to be snapped at 3 inches, 2.75 inches, and 2.5 inches. This particular one bunches on the narrowest setting, and so I only wore it on this 2.75 inch setting, where it fits really nicely. And last but not least is my favorite pad that I own from Blossom Green Lilies, and it is starting to show its wear a little bit, but I still like it. And that is this 11-inch flannel top, fleece back heavy pad with Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Funny enough, y'all, I don't really like Disney princesses. They're not my thing. I have a lot of issues with Disney films about princesses. But I saw this. This is the first thing. This is the pad that made me purchase from her. And I'm not sure exactly what it was. It was nostalgic for me, even though The Little Mermaid is not a childhood movie for me. I was a teenager when that movie came out, but all the kids I babysat loved it and like wore out VHS tapes watching it. So it was still nostalgic for me, even though it's not a princess that I identify with. But so I loved it, and I still love it. It's really a very, I feel like, ideal width, thickness for a heavy. It's substantial enough that I feel secure, but it's not bulky. It's not diapery at all. It is moderately floppy, but it has a little bit of structure. And again, for me, for a heavy pad, that is what I want. I don't necessarily always want paper thin, depending on the day. This one, the widest gusset, is actually a tiny bit wider than I can use. I used, yet again, the middle one. It had a tiny bit of bunching here, but it has never bothered me one bit. And the narrow one was just too much bunch for me. But I know that some of you like that, where for a heavy pad it bunches so that it pops up here pillowy and kind of cushions against your body. So I think it's a very good idea that she added that snap as an option for those of you who like that, because it does give it a lot more of that kind of cush. Just because of the flannel, it is getting very pilly. It's getting a little bit hard in places, but that's the flannel. Just getting worn out from being washed so many times. Flannel is just not my friend in that way. Blue flannel, but she hasn't stained. Now I have had to stain treat this, but I haven't been, there's been no stain that I've been unable to get out. Whatever my issues are with Disney princesses, she's super cute, and I love this pad. It makes me feel nostalgic and cozy and homey, so I'm happy. I recommend these pads for menstruators who are new and maybe don't want to spend a lot of money, or don't want to deal with the learning curve of the crazy flash sales and customs list for the really popular makers. So if you're new at this and you're not sure exactly where you want to start, you know that these are a safe, affordable, comfortable bet particularly if you like shorter length pads. Most of her pads are between 8 and 11 inches, and which is a little short for me in general, but I think I think for the community, it's a very good and popular length. Her pads are slightly asymmetrical, but not really asymmetrical. So if you need an extreme front bleeder or back bleeder pad, these are not probably going to work for you as well. But if you can wear shorter symmetrical pads, then these are really great. If you like your pads to be a little bit plush, so again, not those like paper thin ones, but her pads are floppy and soft, but they do have, you can feel that there is something soft and absorbent and cushy, squishy in there. And so I think that if you like that, these will be great for you. Maya, I appreciate so much the wonderful service you gave me through your shop. I apologize for it taking so long for me to get this review up, but I do hope you understand that I just really wanted to use your pads as many times as possible before reviewing them. Everyone else, thank you so much as always for watching. I absolutely will see you soon. Please let me know what you think about this review format down in the comments, and I will talk to you probably real shortly here for a coffee date.